Hey everyone, welcome to part 9 of this trophy and achievement guide for the original Final Fantasy VII. In this part we're going from the Temple of the Ancients all the way through to the end of Disc 1, so once you get into the Temple of the Ancients, take a few steps forward and you're going to get a cutscene. This is the Temple of the Ancients. I know. I feel it. The knowledge of the ancients, floating. You could become one with the planet, but you're stopping it with the strength of will. For the future? For us? What are you saying? Do you understand? You're uneasy. But happy? Because I'm here? I'm sorry, I don't understand. I want to go inside. Now let's run all the way up the large staircase in front of us and go into the room at the top for a cutscene. Hey, it's Sung! Sung? Of the Turks? Oh, I've been tricked. It's not the Promised Land Sephiroth's searching for. Sephiroth? He's inside? Look for yourself. Letting Aerith go was the start of my bad luck. The president was wrong. You're wrong. The Promised Land isn't like what you imagined. And I'm not going to help. Either way, there was no way Shinra could have won. Pretty harsh. Sounds like something you'd say. The keystone. Place it on the altar. Received key item, keystone. You crying? Sung's with our enemy, the Turks, but I've known him since we were little. There's not a lot of people I can say that about. In fact, there are probably only a handful of people in the world who really know me. When Tifa comes over to join you, then run up and interact with the altar. Let's put the keystone in. Words, feelings, so many of them here. What a strange place. Do you think we're welcome here? Cloud, I know it's going to be tough, but don't give up. We can do it. Once we're all together, we're going to run forward, and then we want to go down the staircase in the top right corner until we get to this middle platform. There are plenty of monsters around here that you can get into a fight with. I'm just going to run away from the fights here for the sake of time, even though I don't need to keep my level low because we're done with the Materia Keeper fight. We'll just keep going at the same pace. Now let's climb down the vines in the top part here, and then we're going to run over toward the top, picking up this treasure chest along the way for a trident. That's a new weapon for Cid. Let's go over toward the right and then climb the vines up until we get to the top. We can ignore the door at the top and instead run around and then climb up the stairs. We'll go through the tunnel and we'll pick up the turbo ether on our way through. Here I got into a fight with an enemy called Under Lizard. They have low HP and they're pretty easy to beat, but they do have an attack called Petrified Frog, which turns you into a frog and petrifies you. Luckily in Final Fantasy VII, status ailments for the most part don't carry over between battle to battle, so we can run away and Aerith is fine again. On your way down the stairs, you can actually grab this Luck Plus materia from the staircase itself. You don't have to actually go to that platform, you can just snag it along the side as you go down, and then go all the way to the bottom, climb down the vines, and then pick up this treasure chest with a rocket punch. That's a new weapon for Barret. This enemy is called Kelsmesler. It has 800 HP and can inflict poison on you. We don't need to fight it though, we'll just run away and keep going. We'll follow the path around, then climb up the ivy vines, and then we're going to go over toward the left side, going through the tunnel and finally into the building. This room is a bit of a mini game. Just run forward and then you want to align yourself with the opening of this C-shaped rock, and then you just want to slowly keep working your way forward, always winding up inside the opening of the rock, and eventually you're going to make it all the way to the end, and then the rocks are going to stop coming down. Whew, we did it! Everyone all right? That was rough. Oh no! Cloud! Come quick! Hurry! This way! It's full of the knowledge of the ancients. No, not knowledge. Consciousness. A living soul. It's trying to say something. I'm sorry. I don't understand. What? What is it? Danger? An evil consciousness? Show? You're going to show me? What's going on? Wait, look! It's showing us! Sung, what's this? Can we find the promised land with this? I wonder. Anyway, we have to report to the president. Be careful, Sung. Yeah. Hey, Elena. How about dinner after this job's over? Thank you very much. If I may be excused. Is this the promised land? No, it can't be. Sephiroth? So you opened the door. Well done. This place, what is it? A lost treasure house of knowledge, the wisdom of the ancients. I am becoming one with the planet. One with the planet? You stupid fools. You have never even thought about it. All the spirit energy of this planet, all its wisdom, knowledge, I will meld with it all. I will become one with it. It will become one with me. You can do that? The way lies here. Only death awaits you all, but do not fear, for it is through death that a new spirit energy is born. Soon you will live again as a part of me. Did you see it? I saw it. Where's the room with the pictures on the walls? Almost there. Sephiroth is here, right? No matter what he thinks, it's going to end here. I'm taking him out. We're here too, you know. Before you go anywhere, there's a yellow materia at your feet, so pick it up and you'll see that it's the morph materia. Now we're going to head down and over toward the right. When we get to the end, the little guy that we were chasing from before is waiting here. We can rest to completely refill our HP and our MP. It does take a second for that to actually work, but then you'll see that it tells you when it's done, and then you can feel free to save it there as well if you want to. When you make it into the next room, you'll see the Time Guardian, and this is basically just a large clock. What you want to do is to arrange the clock in a specific way. So what we're going to do is we're going to speed up time with circle, and then we're going to proceed on. Be very careful because that second hand that's slowly ticking around will actually knock you off, and if that happens, you'll fall down. You can get a new weapon for Cloud, but it's not very useful for us, so we'll just skip that. Instead, we're going to head straight across into this pathway, and we can go up here, opening up this treasure chest to get the Princess Guard. That is the best weapon for Aerith that we can get. Now we're going to head back out the way that we came, and when we get back out here, we basically just want to run straight across once again. So we'll hit X to proceed now. We're going to run straight across and into the door with the Roman numeral 10 over it, which just looks like the letter X. Let's immediately turn around and go back into the clock room. We're going to choose to move it myself with the triangle button and then speed up time 1, and then we're going to go down and slightly toward the right. That will take us down into the one with the number 5 on it, or the letter V. We're going to open that up and grab the ribbon. That's a great accessory that blocks all negative status ailments against us. Once again, we're going to choose to proceed now, and we're going to go back through the letter X, or the number 10 in Roman numeral door, turn around one more time, head back out. Let's choose to move it myself one more time with the triangle button, and then we're going to advance time once more with the circle button, and now we're going to go straight down through the bottom section. This is through the number 6, or the VI door. Here we have a mini game where we have to chase this guy through doorways and catch up to him. It sounds more difficult than it is because we know the secret for getting through this one very quickly. Hey, it's locked. No good. We have to catch it. You must be tired. Yeah. Just hang in there. Someday we'll look back on these hard times and laugh. The guard that escaped with the key to the door moves on a set course. Memorize the doors he enters and exits to figure out the pattern and catch him at an exit. Oh yeah, you can jump down to the ramp below and to the left of the screen. All we have to do is run all the way toward the left side, and then we're going to get a prompt to jump down. We'll hit X to jump down, and then we'll go over toward the right. We'll go in the third door here, and once we go inside, we'll catch the guy that we're chasing. Door unlocked. But before we do that, what we want to do is head over and go through the second door on that row. We'll come out on the bottom, and now we're going to go all the way toward the left side. We can open this up to get the work glove. That is a new weapon for Tifa. Now let's go all the way to the right, go through that door again, and now we're going to be at the top. We'll go over toward the side, and before we go in, we're going to change up our equipment a little bit. So starting off, we have Cloud, Aerith, and Tifa in our party. Cloud has the Rune Blade equipped as a weapon, the Mithril Armlet, and the ribbon that protects against abnormal status effects. Aerith has the Princess Guard, the Silver Armlet, and the Fire Ring, which nullifies fire attacks, making us completely immune to them. I put the Work Glove on Tifa. It does considerably more damage than the Power Soul at the base level, and I don't really want to mess around with the upcoming boss fight too much with weakening at Tifa, so I'll just stick with the consistent damage of the Work Glove. She also has the Eden Coat and the Fury Ring on, which automatically puts her into Berserk, so she'll be only attacking throughout the course of this fight. Cloud has the Manipulate, Cover, Shiva, and Enemy Skill Materia, and finally he has the Elemental and Ifrit Materia on his armor to give him a little bit more protection against fire attacks. Aerith has Restore and All, also time and added effect so that she can slow or stop enemies with a normal attack. She's got Fire, All, and Chocobo Lure as her weapon materia. On her armor, I have Lightning, Titan, and then 2 All materias just so that I can give them a little bit more experience and try to level them up again. Tifa only has materia slots on her armor, and I gave her Throw as well as Steal, Death Blow, which allows us to do double damage if it hits, Counterattack, Long Range, so we get the same attack power even in the back row, Luck Plus, and the new Morph materia that we got before. So once we have all of those things, then we're going to proceed on straight into the room. We'll get a series of cutscenes and another boss fight. This is the room with the murals. Where are you, Sephiroth? So cold. I am always by your side. Come. Before we go on, we'll go into the menu, into the items, and now we're going to use a tranquilizer on all of our party members to give them the sadness status effect, so we'll take less damage in the upcoming fight. Now run over to the right for a continuation of the cutscene. Splendid. A treasure house of knowledge. I don't understand what you're saying. Let's keep going to the right for more. Look well. At what? At that which adds to the knowledge of. I am becoming one with the planet. And let's keep going right again. Mother, it's almost time. Soon we will become one. How do you intend to become one with the planet? It's simple. Once the planet is hurt, it gathers spirit energy to heal the injury. The amount of energy gathered depends on the size of the injury. What would happen if there was an injury that threatened the very life of the planet? Think how much energy would be gathered. Ha ha ha. And at the center of that injury will be me. All that boundless energy will be mine. By merging with all the energy of the planet, I will become a new life form, a new existence. Melding with the planet, I will cease to exist as I am now, only to be reborn as a god to rule over every soul. An injury powerful enough to destroy the planet? Injure the planet? Behold that mural, the ultimate destructive magic, Meteor. That'll never happen. Wake up. Where are you? Sephiroth! Wait, Cloud! Cloud! Hey, Cloud! Black Materia. Call Meteor. Cloud, get a hold of yourself! Cloud. I'm Cloud. How should I... I remember my way. Cloud. What's wrong? Is something wrong? It's nothing, so don't worry about it. Right, Cloud? It's nothing. Sephiroth got away. Don't worry about it. I understood what he was saying. So this must be Meteor, right? Is something going to fall from the sky? This must be magic. Just what Sephiroth was saying. The ultimate destructive magic, Meteor. It finds small drifting planets with its magic. And then collides with them. This planet might get wiped out entirely. Sephiroth? Hahaha, it is not me. Well, Sephiroth was right, it wasn't him. Instead, it's the Red Dragon, our next boss fight. This guy has 6,800 HP, and he only attacks one target at a time. He loves using fire-based attacks, but any character equipped with a fire ring won't take any damage from him. He also can attack with some pretty powerful physical attacks, but again, he only attacks one party member at a time, so it's pretty easy to get through this one. You do want to start off by using Big Guard just to mitigate some of the damage coming your way, and then have Aerith start attacking with physical attacks. Remember, she has the added effect Time Materia on her weapon, so if you attack him, there is a good chance that you will inflict the slow status effect on him, which will really stop him from doing a lot of damage to you because he just won't attack very often. We don't have any control of Tifa in this fight because she has the Fury Ring. She'll be constantly in Berserk and just attacking, but she does actually quite a bit of damage every time that she attacks. Thanks to Cloud's cover materia, he's going to be blocking some of those physical attacks, and that means that his limit gauge will fill up quite a bit faster, and when it does, you'll get access to Cross Slash. This is going to be a great attack for us because it will actually paralyze the dragon, meaning that he won't even attack at all for a short time. So while I get this moment of reprieve and the enemy isn't moving at all, I'll have a chance to recast Big Guard because it ran out. That's going to keep me with my barrier, my magic barrier, and my haste status effect, giving me a lot more turns in battle. Now I'm going to switch more to a magical offensive. I'll have Bolt 2 coming out of Aerith. That'll do a decent amount of damage, about what Tifa's doing every time that she attacks. And I have a couple options with Cloud using enemy skills. I can either use Matra Magic. It doesn't doesn't inflict a lot of damage, but it is pretty conservative in its use of MP. It only costs 8 MP to cast Matcha Magic, and I'm getting about 150 or so damage every time I cast that. I can also use Aqua Lung. It does a lot more damage, but it also sucks up a lot more MP, so the choice is yours. Either one you want to use is totally fine. You just want to make sure that your characters stay in good health, keep hitting them with bolts and with either Matcha Magic or Aqua Lung, and you'll be able to finish him off pretty quickly. Again, he's only got 6,800 HP, not a whole lot. You'll be able to take him out really with no problems, especially if you can inflict that slow status effect and keep up that big guard the whole time. As a reward, you're going to get 3,500 experience, 200 AP. That really helps with leveling up our materia. We'll get 1,000 gil and the dragon armlet, a really good piece of equipment for us. And now we'll get another cutscene. Any sign of Sephiroth? He disappeared. Now before you go on, pick up this bouncing red materia in front of you. It is the Bahamut materia, a new summon, and you'll also get the Waiting in the Wings trophy as a result. Now what we're going to do is run over toward the right side of the screen. When we get to the end, we'll interact with this pyramid on the altar. What is this? There's something written on it. Blackmateria. Black Materia. Hey! Black Materia. What should we do, Cloud? We're going to take it. Wait a minute. I'll ask. I don't understand. What? Really? They said that the temple itself is the Black Materia. What do they mean? So this whole building is the Black Materia? This huge temple, this is the Black Materia? Then no one could take it. It's pretty hard. You see, this is a model of the temple. And inside it is a device which gets smaller each time you solve a puzzle. As the model becomes smaller, you become smaller too. Until it's small enough to fit in the palm of your hand. So if we solve the puzzles, the Black Materia will get smaller and smaller, and we can take it out? Yes, but there's one thing. You can only answer the puzzles inside the temple. So anyone who solves the puzzle will be crushed by the temple. I see. The ancients didn't want dangerous magic to be taken out of the temple so easily. Let's just leave it, okay? No, we've got to think of a way to get it out. Because Sephiroth has lots of different flunkies. It's nothing to him to throw their lives away to get the Black Materia. This place isn't safe. So what are we going to do? Hi, Cloud. This is Kate Sith. I overheard the whole story. Don't forget about me. Everything you said makes perfect sense. You can use my stuffed body for the future of the planet. We can't let Sephiroth get his hands on the Black Materia. And we can't let the Shinra get theirs on it either. But Cloud, there's really nothing else you can do. Everyone, please trust me. I guess we have no choice. Alrighty then, leave it all to me. Please hurry, you've got to get out of here. I'll be waiting at the exit. Now we just have to run all the way down the hallway to the far end and then run toward the screen to exit. Once we're here, we're able to go over and talk to this guy. We can go ahead and rest and then save the game. I am going to do some alterations to my equipment to get us ready for the next boss fight. It can be pretty difficult at a lower level, but I'll show you a good strategy. Cloud's equipped with the Rune Blade, Edenco, and the Ribbon to protect against all abnormal status effects. Aerith has the Princess Guard, Silver Armlet, and the Gem Ring, which protects against Paralyze, Petrify, Slow, Numb. This next boss can inflict Petrify, so you'll definitely want to have that equipped. I re-equipped Tifa with the Power Soul, which powers up when near death. She's got the Dragon Armlet and the Fury Ring that we had on for the last fight, keeping her in that auto berserk status. So once again, we won't control her, but she'll do lots of damage because of that. Now let's have a look at the materia loadout that I gave each of them. There's not a whole lot of difference here, just make sure that Cloud has that enemy skill materia equipped. Everything else on him doesn't matter so much. As for Aerith, I gave her Restore and All, and she also has that Time and Added Effect still equipped. The next boss is weak to Slow as well, but we'll be slowing him in a different way. The new Bahamut summon that we just picked up is incredibly powerful because it ignores defense and does non-elemental damage, so we can do a whole lot of damage with Bahamut, and I also gave her Elemental and Shiva to give her a little bit more ice protection. It doesn't really matter what you give to Tifa. I did give her a counterattack, long range, so she can do power from the back row, and then just some stuff that boosts her luck or her vitality. Whatever you really want to throw on her is great like that. Remember, we can't really control her in battle, so we're just going to give herself that boost her stats passively. We can use tranquilizers to give everyone sadness, and then that will reduce the damage that we take. I'm going to take a moment to rearrange my equipment a little bit. To right toward the top of the list, I want to grab the Molotovs that we bought a while ago, and I also want to find the spider web that we stole from the Kamara bug over in Gungaga. If you don't have spider web, that's fine. That added effect Time Materia on Aerith will be good enough to inflict slow on the next boss, but spider web will inflict it really quickly at the beginning without any chance of it dodging it. Okay, let's save the game really quick, and then we're going to go fight the next boss. When you're ready, head all the way to the right and then go through the door. The clock has automatically rearranged itself to go straight up, so let's go through here out the top exit. Now run forward and interact with the door. You'll get a small scene before the boss. It's warm. This isn't good. Cloud, behind you! Here we have Demon's Gate. He's pretty difficult just because of how much damage he can deal to you. You can see his very first attack, he does over 500 damage to Cloud. If he wasn't in that sadness status effect, he'd probably be dead right now. I'm going to go ahead and throw out Big Guard just to protect ourselves a little bit, and then I'm going to immediately use a spider web on him, and that will inflict the slow status effect so that he won't be attacking nearly as often, just like what we did with the Red Dragon a moment ago. So here's the spider web slowing him down. That's very good for us. And now I'm going to use Death Sentence from the enemy skill list over on Tifa, and that's going to make sure that she is now one step closer to being dead, and now she'll really ratchet up her attacks. Every time she attacks, she'll do over 600 damage, which is pretty good considering this boss has 10,000 HP in general, so she's going to be chipping him down pretty quickly. Taking enough damage with Cloud, I was able to get off a cross slash with him. Unfortunately, you can't paralyze this guy like the Red Dragon, but that's okay. Now I'm going to shift over to using some items. I'm going to use a high potion on Cloud because he was so weak, but we're going to start tossing a lot of Molotovs his way. When he moves forward like what he just did, his next attack is going to be Demon's Rush, which he's going to go forward and do a good amount of damage to all of our party members. So be prepared for that. Make sure that everyone is healed up nicely, and you want to make sure that you've got Big Guard up. We're going to toss a total of 8 Molotovs his way, and that way we get into range to finish him off with one very powerful attack at the end. So there's the Demon's Rush. You see it did about 200 damage to all the party members. Would have been a whole lot more if we didn't have Big Guard up and if we weren't under that sadness status effect with all of our party members. So we're just going to keep tossing Molotovs his way. Remember, we're going for 8 of them in total. And then what we want to do is to keep an eye on that barrier gauge next to all the characters' names. When that gets low, make sure that you recast Big Guard just to protect yourself again. Now there's a very important reason why we're not using magic in this fight, and that's because the Demon's Wallet has 4.5 times the amount of magic defense than it does normal physical defense. It has 100 normal defense and 450 magic defense. So don't use magic. Even something as strong as Aqualung is only going to be doing about 100 damage to it. So now you might be wondering why on earth I'd want to use Bahamut. If this thing has so much magic defense, why am I going to use a magical attack? I mean, it uses 100 MP. Surely this summon isn't going to do anything, right? Well, you'd be wrong, and that's because of how Bahamut works. You see, it actually completely ignores the enemy's magic defense. So it's essentially a magic defense of 0 at this point. It's a very strong summon, especially at this point in the game, and when it comes in, it's going to do well over 2,000 damage. And remember, I'm a low-level character right now, so if you had higher stats, you'd be able to blast through a lot of this thing's HP. So I got it down to about 2,000 HP left, and I completely obliterated the rest of its health with just one Bahamut. So definitely use that to skip a huge chunk of the fight, and you'll be done. As a reward, we get 3,800 experience, 220 AP, 4,000 gil, and the Gigas Armlet, which is a pretty good piece of equipment for us. Sorry to keep you waiting, it's me! I'll handle the rest. Well, everyone, take care of yourselves. Kate Sith. Come on, Cloud, say something. I'm not good at this. I understand. I feel the same too. Why don't you read our fortunes? Say, that's right. I haven't done it in a while, huh? I'm so excited. Right or wrong, I'm still the same old me. Now, what should I predict? Let's see how compatible Cloud and I are. That'll cost you exactly 1 date. Here I go. This isn't good. I can't say it. Poor Tifa. No, tell me. I promise I won't get mad. Is that so? Then I'll tell you. Looks good. You are perfect for each other. Aerith Star and Cloud Star, they show a great future. Cloud, I'll be your matchmaker, preacher. I'll do whatever you want me to. You just call me when it all happens. Thank you for believing in me, knowing that I was a spy. This is the final farewell. Be strong, Kate Sith. She told me to be strong. I feel so happy. Ow! What happened? I can still move more. This must be it. The Ancient sure did a great job making this. I can protect the planet too. I'm kinda embarrassed. There's plenty of stuffed toys like my body around, but there's only one me. Don't forget me, even if another Kate Sith comes along. Goodbye then. I guess I'm off to save the planet. That's the Black Materia. I'll wait here. As long as we have this, Sephiroth won't be able to use Meteor. Got key item, Black Materia. Can you guys use it? Nope, we can't use it right now. You need great spiritual power to use it. You mean lots of spiritual energy? That's right. One person's power alone won't do it. Somewhere special, where there's plenty of the planet's energy. Oh yeah! The Promised Land. The Promised Land. No, but... Sephiroth is different. He's not an ancient. He shouldn't be able to find the Promised Land. Ah, but I have. I'm far superior to the ancients. I became a traveler of the life stream and gained the knowledge and wisdom of the ancients. I also gained the knowledge and wisdom of those after the extinction of the ancients. And soon, I will create the future. I won't let you do it. The future is not just yours. Ha ha ha. I wonder. Wake up. Shut up. The noise. There, Cloud. Good boy. Now at this point, you're actually controlling the little boy here, the young Cloud. You can get in the way and try to slow him down, but it only delays the inevitable. Eventually, Cloud will reach Sephiroth and give him the Black Materia. Well done. Cloud, are you alright? I gave the Black Materia to Sephiroth? What did I do? Tell me, Aerith. Cloud, be strong, okay? What have I done? Cloud, you haven't done anything. It's not your fault. I'm... Cloud! Oops, this looks like a bad time. I'm Kate Sith number 2. Right pleased to meet you all. Cloud, what are you doing? Everything is white. What did I do? I don't remember anything. My memory? Since when? If everything's a dream, don't wake me. Cloud, can you hear me? Yeah, I hear you. Sorry for what happened. Don't worry about it. I can't help it. Oh. Then, why don't you really worry about it? And let me handle Sephiroth. And Cloud, you take care of yourself. So you don't have a breakdown, okay? What is this place? The forest leads to the city of the ancients and is called the Sleeping Forest. It's only a matter of time before Sephiroth uses Meteor. That's why I'm going to protect it. Only a survivor of the Cetra, like me, can do it. The secret is just up here. At least it should be. I feel it. It feels like I'm being led by something. Then I'll be going now. I'll come back when it's all over. Aerith? So she's going to interfere. She'll be a difficult one, don't you think? We must stop that girl soon. You look like you was having a nightmare. How are you feeling? I seem to be okay. That's good. Man, I didn't know what was gonna happen. You know, Cloud, Aerith is gone. Everyone's out looking for Aerith. The city of the ancients. Aerith is headed there. By herself? Why did she go by herself? Hey, we're going too. Only the ancients, only Aerith can save us from Meteor. Then we must go. What do we do if something happens to Aerith? If Sephiroth finds her, she's in trouble. Sephiroth already knows. Hey, why are you still sitting around? Let's go, Cloud. No, I might lose it again. If Sephiroth comes near me, I might... Yeah, it's because of you that Sephiroth got the Black Materia. It's your fault. My fault? I know you got problems. We all do. But you don't even understand yourself. But you gotta understand that there ain't no getting off of this train we're on till we get to the end of the line. Cloud, we came this far. Aren't you going to settle up with Sephiroth? No. I'm afraid. If this keeps up, I may go crazy. I'm afraid. Just a little crybaby. That's what you are. Just think about it. How many people in this world do you think really understand themselves? People get depressed in life because they don't know what's up. But they go on living. They don't run away. That's just how it is. Cloud, you'll come with us, right? I believe in you. What am I supposed to do? Just pull out of here? To where? Cloud? Wait a minute, Tifa. Give him a little time. He has to decide this on his own. You believe in Cloud, right? I'm afraid to find out the truth, but why? Cloud? Hey, how are you? I just want to know, which is it gonna be? You want to find out about yourself, or are you afraid to find out? Either way, if you stay around here, all you're gonna do is worry about it. Even if you do go nuts again when you see Sephiroth, if that happens, it happens. I'll go upside your spiky head and bring you back to normal. Cloud, it'll be all right. We're all with you. But if it happens, it happens. Don't worry about it. You're right. He's right, isn't he? Come on, let's go and find Aerith. Back together with the group, we're going to run out of Gungaga. We don't have to run too far though. We'll just leave this screen and we'll automatically be teleported outside. Before we go on, we're going to change up the party quite a bit. I'm going to switch out to Barrett for Yuffie. I'm going to have Cloud in the front row and then Tifa and Yuffie in the back row. Yuffie automatically has long range equipment, so we don't have to worry about that too much. Speaking of equipment, Cloud currently has the Rune Blade, the Dragon Armlet, and the Ribbon accessory. Tifa has the Power Soul weapon, the Eden Coat, and the Power Wrist to boost her strength even more. And Yuffie has the Boomerang, the Gold Armlet, which actually comes on Sid, so you might have to take it off of him before putting it onto Yuffie. And then she has the Fire Ring as well to nullify fire-based attacks. As far as materia goes, Cloud has enemy skill, and then a couple all materias just to keep them leveling up, and the cover materia, and then on his armor he has lightning and all put together. We actually don't need to fill up all those materia slots, so you can leave some of those blank. Tifa has Chocobo Lure, Throw, Counter Attack, and Luck Plus, and then she also has Death Blow and Long Range Materia. So just stuff that gives her some more commands and some passive stats. And then Yuffie has Elemental Titan because this next boss is weak to Earth-based attacks. And then she has Steal as well as Manipulate. She has Restore and All Materia, and the added effect and Time Materia put together on her armor. So once you're all set with that, we'll take a quick look at the status screen just so that we can see that Yuffie attacks with the earth element and she's completely immune to fire, and she defends against the slow and stop statuses, and Cloud is immune to a whole lot of things based on his ribbon accessory. So that that's done, we're going to save the game real quick before we continue on, and the next thing we're going to do is actually go get another very useful enemy skill. If we head directly south from Gungaga, we'll run right into the tiny Bronco. Let's get aboard it, and then we're going to start heading over toward the east, and then we're going to start heading north. We want to go up a little ways until we can see the house with the blue roof. That's where we got Great Gospel. Now we'll continue on toward the left or toward the west. We'll go through this river past the Corel Desert Prison, and then we're going to keep going until we get to the other side of the western continent. Once you get out of the river, just continue heading west until you get to this other landmass, and then you'll want to circle around down and then start heading up. We'll just follow this dark blue water all the way around, and eventually what will happen is you'll be able to go further toward the west, and we'll actually get over toward the Wutai continent. We're going to start heading toward the south, and we're going to make our way down until we see a nice beachy area way toward the bottom of this area. We'll skip this one and go all the way to the corner here, and then we're going to head out and over toward the right. We need to run around in this grassy area to find the monster that will teach us a new enemy skill. Be very careful to not go too far north, because then you'll actually trigger a cutscene and you'll have to do this whole Wutai side quest that we're just not ready for yet. Here's the enemy that we need to find. It looks like a clump of grass, and its name is Razorweed. We're going to manipulate one of these guys so that it will do our bidding. It won't use its enemy skill naturally. You have to manipulate it in order to tell it to cast the enemy skill, and that is called Magic Hammer. We're going to go ahead and cast that straight onto Cloud so that he will be able to learn Magic Hammer. What it does is it steals 100 MP from the enemy, assuming they have that much MP. Once you've successfully learned Magic Hammer, go ahead and just use Aqua Lung to finish the fight very quickly. Magic Hammer is great in general just because we can not only refill our MP, but when we steal MP from an enemy, it can run out of magic power and won't be able to attack us anymore with magic attacks, and that's a huge vulnerability of the next boss. So once we have Magic Hammer, we're just going to return to the tiny Bronco, and we're going to continue on. Remember, don't go too far north on that continent or you're going to regret it. So back in the tiny Bronco, we're going to start heading back the way that we came, and when you get over here, let's go over toward the right, and then we're going to get to the other continent. Now let's go up and to the right. We want to find this beach that is very wide, and then we want to get out here and then run a little bit toward the right to go into Rocket Town. I showed you this in the previous video, but I just wanted to go back and get this weapon called the Yoshiyuki. To do that, I went to talk to this old man who's looking up at the rocket, and I need to talk to him 2 times. If I do that, I can agree to look at the rocket with him. We'll get a little scene, and then as a reward for that, we'll get the Yoshiyuki. It's a weapon for Cloud that has a unique property, and that's it gets more powerful depending on how many of our allies are defeated in battle. If 1 ally is down, it doubles in power, and if 2 allies are down, it triples in power, which makes it quite strong. Now let's head down, and then we're going to go to the right side. We want to go into the inn, and we're just going to rest here just to get all of our MP back after getting hit by that Magic Hammer and using Aqua Lung. So we'll refill up all of our health and our MP, and it only costs us 100 gil to do that. Once you're done resting, we're going to go ahead and leave the inn and Rocket Town in general, and we're going to proceed on to our next destination, which is called Bone Village. So let's go over toward the left. We're going to hop into the tiny Bronco, and we have quite a long trip to get to Bone Village. We'll start by going north, and we really just have to circle around the top point of this continent here. We'll cross over through this narrow strait, and then we're going to head over toward the right. We just have to follow the dark blue water line all the way to our destination. We don't have to do anything special here. Just follow the dark blue water until you get to a spot that has a forest area where we can get out at. at. So keep following that blue water line around, and eventually you'll start to see the snow-covered area. It's just a little bit further now toward the right. When we go around this point, then we can see the beach with the forest. We're going to get out, run forward, and if you want to, save the game real quick, and then we're going to head on inside of Bone Village. We'll go forward and talk to the man just ahead of us. He's going to allow us to excavate the area. We'll tell him to start digging, and then we're going to say we want to look for the Lunar Harp. He's going to give us some staff, which will help us to find this thing, but I know exactly where it is. We'll start by going all the way to the right, climbing up the ladder, and then you want to go over right to the right edge of the smoke, right in the middle of the walkway here. Once you're in this location, we're going to not order a search, but just say done, and then we're going to press square to ignite the bomb. Now, normally the staff members that you hire will all look in the direction of the item, and wherever their vision lines cross is where the item is. But as long as you're right here, all you have to do is to select this spot, and then overnight one of the workers will excavate this area. When it's all done, you'll be able to go ahead and open up the treasure chest next to you, and you should receive that Lunar Harp if you excavated it in the area that I showed you. Once that's done, we're going to head back up the ladder, and then we're going to go around this tent and out the door way in the back. This is the same forest where we had the vision of Aerith earlier. Let's keep running all the way back away from the camera until we get into the new area. We'll get a short cutscene here, and we'll be notified that the sleeping forest awoke. Now, before you go too far, be careful because you can miss a summon here. You want to stick over toward the left side, and eventually you'll see a little red dot show up. Go over, grab it. That's the Kujata Materia. You don't want to miss that one. And once you have it, then proceed on toward the north and exit out of the sleeping forest. We're going to start by heading up past this coral, and we'll go under this log, and we're going to pick up this treasure chest with the water ring in it. This is a new accessory that absorbs all water-based attacks. We're going to equip it onto Cloud. We don't need the ribbon or anything, and now Cloud is effectively immune to all of the next boss's attacks, making him immortal. There are a few enemies in this area, but none of them are very exciting. We're just going to run away from all the fights and keep going to our next destination. We're going to climb up these rocks and then go through the log tunnel to the other side. We want to go out the north side of the screen and into the next area. We'll be in a walkway. We'll just run forward and then loop around toward the right and keep going until we exit. We're back on the world map. Just run straight ahead until you get to the circle on the ground, and that will take you into the Forgotten Capital. Run forward to the intersection and then go over toward the right side. We're going to exit out the right side of the screen. And then on this walkway, we'll go past the first intersection, and then we're going to go into this second structure on the right-hand side. Let's go right and go past the ladder. We're going to pick up this treasure chest with an elixir in it, and now we're going to go up the ladder and over toward the right side for a short scene. How cool! I can't believe we found such a soft bed in a dive like this. Shall we take a break here? Walk over to the beds and then say yes to getting some rest, and another scene will begin. I feel it. Hey, Cloud, what's your problem? Aerith is here, and so is Sephiroth. No way! Sephiroth wasn't invited! But how can you tell? It's not an excuse. I feel it in my soul. That means it's pretty bad, doesn't it? Right. Let's hurry and find Aerith. There's a hidden enemy skill materia here. If you go over toward the right side past the far bed, it's hanging out right back here. You can just see the corner of it. So grab that enemy skill materia, and then we're going to head on out of this house. Now we're going to follow the path back around the way that we came and exit out into the first zone. Aerith's voice. Coming from there? Let's go to this middle intersection and then run away from the screen all the way out until we get to the building at the far end. Now we're just going to keep on running away from the camera until we go into the glowing blue light pillar at the end. Now we're going to go around the pond, over toward the left, and then we're going to go behind this guardrail all the way to the right side when we can enter into this seashell-looking building. We're going to run around the corner here, all the way up the spiral, and when we get to the very top, then we can grab this green Comet Materia. Now we're going to go back around and then follow this blue path down. From here, we just have to go left down this light staircase, and then we're going to go over toward the right side, working our way all the way down toward the bottom. Once we're here, we can exit the building and then go over toward the right side. We're going to access the save point and we're going to change up some equipment really fast. I want to go ahead and put that Yoshiyuki onto Cloud so that it is a more powerful weapon for us, and he also has that water ring equipped from earlier. And then we want to take away the enemy skill that has everything on it, and instead we're going to give him the blank enemy skill, and then Tifa is just going to use one of her empty slots to hold that enemy skill materia. So now we're all done. You can go ahead and save it if you want to. Otherwise, we're just going to head on down into the next area. And then when we get down here, we'll get a short scene. Aerith? And now we're just going to jump up all of these pillars. You just have to kind of push the directional stick toward the pillar that you want to jump to, and it will jump automatically. After you make it up to the platform, just go forward. You'll get a short scene without any dialogue, and then you want to walk forward and then just keep hitting X in relation to talking to Aerith. So talk to her here. Cloud will turn around, he's going to draw his sword, and then just keep hitting X and you'll go through the motions, and eventually the cutscene will continue. Cloud, stop! What are you making me do? Aerith. This can't be real. Do not worry. Soon the girl will become part of the planet's energy. All that is left is to go north. The promised land waits for me over the snowy fields. There, I will become a new being by uniting with the planet.
Shut up.
As with this girl. The cycle of nature and your stupid plan don't mean a thing. Aerith is gone. Aerith will no longer talk, no longer laugh, cry, or get angry. What about us? What are we supposed to do? What is this pain? My fingers are tingling. My mouth is dry. My eyes are burning. What are you saying? Are you trying to tell me you have feelings now? Of course! What do you think I am? Hahaha, stop acting as if you're sad. And there's no reason to act as if you're angry either. Because, Cloud, you are Here we have a boss fight against Jenova-LIFE. This thing has 10,000 HP, just like the Demon's Gate, and it only uses attack of the water element, which means every attack against Cloud we will absorb, and that is why we are immortal in this fight. I'm going to use Big Guard anyway, just to keep the ladies alive for a little bit longer, but the goal isn't to keep them alive the whole time. The goal is instead to let them die. We do want to use Magic Hammer at some point so that we can drain away 100 MP from Jenova-LIFE. As soon as you do that though, it's going to cast Reflect, so don't do that again, otherwise you'll just have that Magic Hammer reflected back on yourself and you'll end up giving it another 100 MP. Now, Jenova-LIFE only has 300 MP in total, and all of its attacks are magical, which means that it's going to be running out of MP pretty quickly. We're just going to use normal attacks because Jenova-LIFE has lower defense than it does magic defense, so magic attacks just won't be as effective. Now, you'll see that when Cloud attacks, he's currently doing right around 240, 245 or so damage, and what you'll see is that that damage amount is going to keep increasing when Yuffie and Tifa end up falling in battle. We don't have to do anything special with Tifa right now. We don't have to cast Death Sentence or anything. We're just going to kind of bide our time, and we don't want to kill Jenova-LIFE too fast either, because we definitely want it to use Aqua Lung. That is one of the attacks that it knows, and we're going to want to learn that on the enemy skill that we gave to Cloud. Remember, he's immune to all water attacks, which means he can't die from Aqua Lung, but he can learn it. So you'll see that Jenova-LIFE will just keep picking on Tifa and Yuffie, and will eventually make them fall in battle. If you want to keep your Big Guard up just so that you can keep up haste and things, but it's not really necessary to try to keep them alive, because we do in fact want to both Tifa and Yuffie to die to power up the Yoshiyuki, and then the Cloud will be a whole lot stronger. He could beat this whole fight just by himself, but I want to show you kind of a cool thing that you can do at the end of the fight as well. So let's go ahead and just keep attacking. You can see now that Tifa went down, Cloud's attack definitely increased. It's now twice as strong, doing about 500 damage as opposed to the about 250 damage or so that it was doing earlier. So let's just keep on fighting here. We're going to keep using Yuffie's limit breaks as well. We do have to use limit breaks more and more in order to learn future limit breaks. This is just saving us a little bit of time in the future before we have to learn all of Yuffie's limit breaks. So here you can see Aqua Lung comes out, which is perfect. We were able to learn it from Cloud, and it takes out Yuffie. Now standard attacks from Cloud do 750 damage each, which is 3 times the standard amount from before. And it doesn't take too long before we'll see that Jenova-LIFE's skill power is all used up. So now it can't cast any more attacks at all, and because it has no physical attacks, we're free to revive our party members and no one can die at this point. So I'm going to quickly use a Phoenix Down on Tifa to bring her back to life, and then on Cloud's next turn, I'm going to go ahead and use a Phoenix Down on Yuffie just to resurrect her. That way everyone will end up getting experience and AP at the end of the fight because they're not incapacitated. Tifa's going to Death Sentence herself, and then she will be able to be not only both in critical health, but also have that Death Sentence on her, and that way she will be able to do lots of damage, over 1,000 damage every attack. Cloud's attack went back down to its base amount because the other characters are revived, but that's okay. Tifa will be able to finish the fight with just a couple attacks. All 10,000 of Jenova-LIFE's health is gone, and we'll get 4,000 experience, 350 AP, 1,500 gil, and a wizard bracelet as a reward. Because you are a puppet. I'm a puppet? Now, depending on who you have in your party for that fight, this scene will change a little bit. Every character does something different. So Yuffie will walk over, say a prayer, and then come and cry on Cloud before running off. Barrett will stand over Aerith, cry a little bit, come over, put his arm on Cloud, and then walk off. Red 13 will stand around and howl for a minute before walking out. Sid will look up at the sky for a moment and then walk away. Kate Sith will do his fortune teller dance and then look very ashamed and scuttle off the side. And if you had Vincent, he would just walk over to the body and then walk away. Tifa actually has probably the sweetest thing, coming down, rubbing the profile of Aerith's face before standing up and running away crying. And then finally Cloud will walk over, pick up Aerith's body, and then carry her out. Everyone, listen to me. I'm Cloud, ex-soldier, born in Nibelheim. I came to settle up with Sephiroth. What's going on? I came here by my own free will, or so I thought. However, to tell the truth, I'm afraid of myself. There is a part of me that I don't understand. That part that made me give the Black Materia to Sephiroth. If you hadn't stopped me, Aerith might have been. There's something inside of me, a person who is not really me. That's why I should quit this journey before I do something terrible. But I am going. He destroyed my hometown 5 years ago, killed Aerith, and is now trying to destroy the planet. I'll never forgive Sephiroth. I must go on. I have a favor to ask of you. Will you all come with me to save me from doing something terrible? Leave it to me! I don't know how Aerith tried to save the planet from the meteor, and I guess now we'll never know. But we still have a chance. We must get that Black Materia back before Sephiroth uses it. Let's go. And that is the end of Part 1, otherwise known as the end of Disc 1 on the original PlayStation version of this game. I do hope that you're enjoying this series as much as I'm enjoying making it and bringing it to you. If you do enjoy it, please be sure to give me a like. That really helps me out. Also, share the video series with a friend, leave me a comment down below, and subscribe to stay up to date with the rest of this series. So far, we've been playing for about 12 and a half hours, and we've got a lot more good stuff to get to. So I'll see you soon for Part 10. Until then, thanks for watching and have a good day.